Hey, it's me, literally Negan. If you're watching this, it means I've been doing this shit for a year. I can't believe we got here. We're at the year point. The first season is officially done, and I couldn't be any more happier than I am right now. I don't even know where to begin with the video because there's like so much to talk about. I mean, in the span of a year, we've gotten to like 2,000 followers on Twitch. I got my own Fortnite creator code. I mean, like, not bad for a first year of streaming. I've made some money from it. I'm thankful for everything I get because of you guys, and you guys just fuel that la pasión for me to keep on streaming and for me to keep on content creating. And I owe you guys so much for that. There's like, I don't think I could ask for a better audience or group of friends ever. You guys have just made me feel so incredibly blessed. And I hope that I have done the same because, I love each and every one of y'all. You guys have made me laugh or get mad maybe. And it's just hilarious. And I'm just so, once again, so incredibly blessed to have you guys as my audience. Now, in any normal YouTuber fashion, it's time for our good old Q&A given to me by my Discord server. There'll be a link in the description below if you want to join it and just fuck around in there. It's kind of crazy. As I'm recording this, they're talking about some dumb shit right now. So if you want to get in with a conversation, now's the time to do it. Now, anyways, let's start with the dumbass questions. Okay, so the first question we have here is, do you want to become a big streamer or do you want to stay small? And I would answer this like not trying to be modest or anything. I think I want to stay right down the middle. See, I don't want to become too big, but I don't want to become, like too small, cuz I think like you get to a point where if you're too big, you keep pushing yourself to do the biggest thing and the next big thing and like keeping your views consistent. I wouldn't have a problem working for it, but I think it would also change me as a person. And I think sometimes, like in the past, it kind of has because, you get in that mindset where views and money is important. I want to do it to have fun. That's the only reason I've been doing any of this is because, it's been fun. And then money came into the equation, and the first time I was really making anything, I was more focused on how do I make more instead of like how do I make more enjoyable content. And I don't want to stay too small because I think that if I were to be honest, I want more people to see my content. I think that the content I make can be funny. I think people enjoy it. People tell me they enjoy it. So I would rather stay decently medium sized in that range because you don't want to be too big, focusing on all the big crap, but if you stay too small, you really aren't gonna go anywhere. And yeah, I guess that's my answer to that question. Thank you for that great question. Wow, god. Okay, so the next question is, when is the next 24-hour stream? I'm going to be honest with you. The last time I attempted a 24-hour stream, if you guys were not there for that, I had a fever, and I was running like 101 something. Like, it wasn't like crazy, but I felt like shit. And I think I only streamed for like 14, 16 hours, which I was so pissed at myself. Because I was like pushing through. I'm like, I'm going to get to 24 hours. I'm going to get it to the next day. Because it's on New Year's Eve. It's like December 31st, 2024. And I was so mad that I didn't end up doing it. I will definitely do another one. I might have to retry December 31st of 2025. I think we're going to have to actually do an actual 24-hour stream and not just bitch out because we have a fever. But yeah, that'll be when I do the next one is next December 31st. Okay, so this is a good one. What are your goals for the next half of this year? I would say that I want to focus on getting more followers. That's always a plus. It's probably not gonna happen, but I would love to get in the Twitch partner program. I think you have to average like 75 viewers, like for like 8 streams in a row, and you gotta like stream consistently. That might be a little hard with my school schedule. I was like this close to getting it one time because I was averaging like, I think it was around April, and I was averaging about like 80 people like per stream. That was one of my best weeks of all time, which is when Negan came to Fortnite. Another goal I'd like to reach is, it might be a little like, I'm trying to think. It might be a little difficult for like an entire half of the year because I don't like, it's all about luck and it's all about the, audience and algorithm. That's the word, algorithm. I want to get to 10K if we could on Twitch, or maybe like 1K on YouTube. I'd be happy with either. Those are my major goals if I were to do something with the first half of the year. And then the next half of the year, just kind of push through with like anything else. Like if I don't meet if I don't meet any of those goals the first half, we'll try again the second half. It's all about you just gotta keep going with it. Like it's gonna suck sometimes. And it has sucked for me sometimes. But whenever it sucked, it's gotten better, and then it's gotten more better, and then there might be a decline, and then you just got to keep going, because that's all content creation really is. It's like putting in your best efforts, and just you keep going even when it sucks, and it's gonna suck and it's gonna be good, but it's gonna get worse before it gets better. Okay, now this is a question I get a lot. Negan, what are some tips you'd give to new content creators? And I'm going to keep it simple with going into some depth, but I don't think that complicating things with advice is going to be any helpful. So 3 things I focus on. One is consistency. Make sure you have a stream or like some kind of video you post at least every day of the week. But you want to be consistent enough where you're not pushing yourself too hard. 2 is make sure you have an audience that responds to you and gives you feedback. You don't want to be streaming to a bunch of people who aren't going to tell you what they enjoy. You need to figure out what people are watching you for, and also what you want to stream to these people. That's one of the most important things of content creation. And number 3 is not getting discouraged when you think something isn't going to work out. I mean, it's really hard to. I know that's a lot coming from me. Don't get discouraged when something discouraging happens. Like that's everybody's answer to a question like that. But if you put your time and your mindset into something, instead of, oh, this isn't going to work out, put something like in your mind that is going to work out, like get that going before you work on the other thing. You might be struggling. You might be sitting at 100 subscribers or 100 Twitch followers. You might be averaging like 3 to 0 people, like in that range. If you want to go somewhere, you will get there with time and you will get there with effort. You're not going to just sit in front of like a camera and just play Fortnite and like not talk and just get like tons of viewers. But if you want to get somewhere, you gotta just keep going, know your audience, and don't get easily discouraged. Because I think 90% of possible big time creators quit when they get discouraged. I think that's a big issue on all platforms, because they see somebody else doing great, and then that gets them upset. They're like, oh, I'm not gonna be this guy. You don't need to be that guy. You need to be your own guy or girl or whatever the fuck you want to be. Because if you want to be the best, you got to be yourself. You can't just be being somebody else. That's not how, Mr. Beast got there. He did his own shit. I'm not a big Mr. Beast fan, but I can admire that, he worked himself up and was his own person. And he inspires all these other people. But if it were me, I wouldn't want to be another Mr. Beast. I just want to be literally Negan. And I think that you should be who you want to be. Alright guys, that's the end of the Q&A portion. I want to take this time to thank each and every one of you for, once again, for literally everything. I wasn't in like a terrible spot, when I started this, but I was in that mindset where I didn't know what I was going to do with my life, and then you guys kind of gave me some purpose, even if it's being stupid in Fortnite or, trolling kids online, which I probably got to stop doing that because I'm getting into some deep territories and drama, which isn't important enough to talk about here. I'm not going to waste time going into that. If you want to know what I mean, that's a story for another time. But seriously, thank you guys literally for everything. I couldn't be more happier once again. I'm going to have a special thanks in the description where I'm going to be listing off major names of people who've helped me, people who've given me support, people who've been there like with me from the beginning. So once again, thank you all. This has been literally Negan. Take care.